Boxing Mind TV. If you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe as you watch the video. With that said, let's get straight to it. Now, Angel Garcia recently came out in an interview with Ray Flores that he believes that Danny Garcia is going to come out and press Errol Spence like a train and expose him. He said Danny Garcia is coming out to push Errol Spence back and land his shots. He says Danny Garcia is a natural puncher. You can't teach power, and he has that in his arsenal. He has that since he was a kid, and he's going to land those shots on Spence. And if Spence can't handle them, it's going to be a knockout victory for Danny Garcia. He says he don't think that Errol Spence wants to sit there and exchange with Garcia, because Danny Garcia is very heavy-handed and he'll knock him out. And he says he's going to capitalize. Danny Garcia is going to capitalize on every mistake that Errol Spence makes in the ring. He said they learned from the mistakes that they made against Keith Thurman and Sean Porter. And those mistakes not going to happen again. He said he's talked to Danny Garcia and they corrected those mistakes, so that when this Saturday night, they're going to come in and put everything together and defeat Errol Spence and come home with those belts. He said they didn't come all the way over here 1,000 miles away from home to not leave with those belts. So they're going to do everything they possibly can to win those belts and take those belts from Errol Spence and bring them back home. He says all the mistakes they made in the past, when they got up to this point, it said it's not happening no more. The mistakes they made in Keith Thurman fight and Sean Porter fight, they watched those fights. They know what they did, wrong, and it's not going to happen no more. He said anything that Derrick James and Errol Spence are looking at from that tape it's not the same Danny they're going to be facing. It's going to be a whole different Danny, because the mistakes that Danny did in those fights, we corrected them in camp. That's what Angel Garcia was saying. They corrected those in camp, and it's not going to be useful for the Spence camp, the Spence team in that fight, because he corrected them and he not doing it again. So expect Errol Spence to see a whole different Danny Garcia, because he's coming different and he's learned from those mistakes, and he's coming to knock out Errol Spence. He says all the mental laps that Danny Garcia had is out the window. He's ready mentally and he's ready physically. He's fully prepared. He says Danny Garcia doesn't drink or smoke. He doesn't harm his body in no way. He's a full-time boxer all the way through, 24/7. I feel like when he said that, it was kind of taking a jab at Errol Spence, because Errol Spence just got in a car accident and possibly was drinking and driving, and basically Errol Spence was not being a full-time boxer, not taking care of his body like a boxer should, like a fighter should. And I feel like Angel Garcia in that interview with Ray Flores was taking a jab at Errol Spence. But anyway, even though he still had him and Danny Garcia have to come in and show and prove what a full-time boxer does in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Because Errol Spence is coming ready. He says Danny Garcia is coming ready, and they're ready to show the world and prove to everybody that Danny Garcia is a true champion. He's still a true champion. You know what I'm saying? He has been an underdog a lot of times, and they say it's okay. Nobody want to give them their credit, but they used to that, and they usually taking their credit. You know what I'm saying? Earning their credit, and that's what they're gonna do against Errol Spence. That's what he believes. Angel Garcia was saying, and it's good to see Angel Garcia and Team Garcia confident the way they are. You should be this confident going into a big fight like this. Come December 5th, this Saturday, December 5th at the AT&T Stadium. You should come confident like this. You know what I'm saying? And knowing that these fighters too, in my opinion, has been has been training in these conditions in the bubble where they have less distractions. You know what I'm saying? More reasons not to get distracted. You know what I'm saying? Because you could catch the COVID and then your fight is canceled and you lose out on money. So these fighters now, I feel like we getting the best version of these fighters because they're not being distracted. You know, they have to stay in. They have to stay locked in the whole time. You know what I'm saying? They can't risk losing focus, because losing focus could, you know, trying to go out, you know, middle of camp doing something, you could end up catching the COVID, then your fight is canceled, then you lose that money, you lose that check that you was planning on getting after the fight. So with that said, Team Garcia, they're confident, they're ready to put some work onto Spence, you know, ready to test that chin, like Andy Garcia said in the interview, and they're ready to do their thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited to see what's gonna happen, and we ready. I'm ready to see this fight. This is the fight we've been waiting to see. Last week's fight, it was just exhibition. This week's fight, this Saturday, this the fight the world has been waiting on, and this what we're waiting to see, and see who's gonna come out victorious. We know it's gonna be a great fight matchup because these is two elite top welterweights, and whenever they collide, it's always been a great fight. You know what I'm saying? Errol Spence, Sean Porter, Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, Danny Garcia, and the list goes on. You know, if I miss any, but it's always been a great fight. So I could expect, I could expect, and you can expect, there's gonna be a great night of boxing that night. You know what I'm saying? But that's all I gotta say. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. Andy Garcia saying Danny Garcia coming in to expose Errol Spence. You know, just like the advertisement said, Danny Garcia said, you know, Errol Spence ain't no truth, he's a lie. So he's trying to prove that come December 5th on Saturday. Let me know what y'all think again. Like, comment, subscribe. It's your boy Boxing Mind TV, and I'm out.